All right, well, I'm going to let you guys take it away because the draft has already started, so we hope you guys enjoy. Let's go ahead and hop into the game.
Yeah, with the draft, we have Khaldor as our first map, and we are seeing again a first ban on Khaldor, followed by a ban on Tyrande. So apparently G2 eSports valuing the Falstad higher than the Khaldor. If not for that, they would have banned out Falstad and gone into Khaldor. It's interesting to see that. Fnatic already with an ETC here. Breeze loves the hero. Only question at this point, is it going to be Uther, or are they going to shake it up a bit at the start of the game?
Yeah, and the Breeze on an ETC is definitely one of the most fun people to watch. They go with the Sonya coming up here, leaving that Uther available.
Yeah, and that means that Quarknix or Shad are going to go into the Sonya play, and that's going to be very strong here. So they want to secure both of these heroes right at the start. G2 eSports with now 2 picks on their own. In general, they are a team that values Sylvanas highly. I doubt that they're still picking Sylvanas this early. They might not even pick her on the map, but it's just something to remember throughout the best of 5 series, because on a lot of the maps, they will choose Sylvanas as one of their favorite heroes. We could even see her taken here. G2 eSports was one of the first games in the European scene that went back into the Sylvana picks.
So G2 taking their time with their pick here, working out whether, like you said, they want any of those heroes. And on this map, Fnatic bringing out that Sonya this early is very interesting. We've already been about how we very much like the pick. It gives a lot of the support capabilities over to G2 though. So it's a question of which one they're going to prioritize to try and take it away. Uther would make the most sense to deny that over to Sonya, but we've seen so much Tassadar focus with a Sonya lately. That could be very effectual as well.
They certainly take their time, and that, yeah, there's an Uther. It's a little bit anticlimactic too, after like a minute wait to actually see the Uther being picked, which seems to be like the standard choice in this case. Yeah. I was already waiting for something completely crazy to go down here.
We're going Rhaegar, and he's going Bloodlust with our Falstad.
Exactly, that's gonna be the Reyna and Rhaegar, Bloodlust, like something. Like, go straight into that Gaslow. Well, nah, we don't. There's no kill like overkill. So
exactly.
We have them still with another pick here, and I mean we already talked about other heroes that could really support that Sonya well. Tassadar is another one G2 eSports could decide to pick up for themselves. Yep. They could also simply just go for a ban on him if they really feel that it's going to add too much to the power of Fnatic setup here. But it is actually Sylvanas this early already. I expected her to be taken a bit later, but as I said, they love the hero. They decide whenever they can to pick her, and this game is no exception.
Yeah, dropping that silence as well, going to be super strong against the ETC and against whoever decides to end up supporting this Sonya, so they can add a lot of protection in this way. Fnatic, now with a ban, G2 currently neglecting any kind of warrior, so a very solid ban area for Fnatic to go into. That Muradin, for example, still left completely open. Tyrael, though, once again, they could do a Liquid and just get rid of Tyrael straight away. They decide to ban out the Muradin, though.
Yeah, so I like this. Very good choice. Now, I could see a Tassadar ban, but there are a few other options. Tassadar is only one of the heroes that you would ban out if you really feel that Sonya is going to give you a lot of trouble if she gets the support from 2 healers. So that's the reason why you would ban a Tassadar out here. Other heroes that you can try and get rid of are, of course, healers. You already have Uther taken, so you could decide to just ban out Karazim. But it is the Tassadar ban, as I just already theorized. I like this. It's solid. It's very good. Takes a lot away from Sonya.
Yeah, and there is the Tyrael triple warrior comp from Fnatic, although Sonya only about half a warrior. But Tyrael coming in, so they do have an invulnerable for the ETC, and then combine that with a Sonya spinning away on top of that sanctification. She's going to have a wonderful time, and that means they can put a bit more. They can be a bit more lax with their support, because they already have a large amount of protection from that Tyrael for Sonya.
Very good synergy between the heroes. I like the choices that they make here. Yeah. This is a very, very solid pick. Going into the Tyrael, banning out the Muradin before it happens, makes a whole lot of sense for them. They have a Vala now also for the poke. Multi-shot build is likely here.
Even Strafe on Sank. Once again, more synergy, everything working together here.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really cool comp that they are using in this case. And G2 eSports with the last 2 picks, they have been playing a couple of crazy comps, but now they already have their Sylvanas. They go into a Johanna at the front line. And yeah, with the last pick, they have once again a whole bunch of choices. Double tank, another damage dealer. They couldn't even go into another frontliner here, melee assassin style with that Uther that they're currently running here. So there's definitely an opportunity for them to think about what they really want to have. But yeah, this is a solid setup for them already. They have good damage, they have a good front line. And yeah, I'm actually like at this point very curious what they choose, because that is definitely a matter of personal preference now.
Oh, free Leoric. So they go with another frontliner. Leoric is someone we have not seen. We've only seen him banned in this entire tournament so far, but still very solid. He's a good frontliner to help deal with the triple warriors coming in from Fnatic here.
Absolutely agree. He's very good with the skeleton swing. He can, of course, use his Drain Hope as well. It's a very, very nice pick here for them. And Cursed Hollow in particular, I like this pick a lot. And Fnatic, they go into a heal. Right now, a charism is kind of likely. It makes you very, very melee heavy. Then on the other hand, that's one of the downsides that you have of picking a charism in this case. There's a couple of other heroes that you could take. This is actually one of those comps where I feel that Rhaegar is a little bit underplayed in the European server. I don't really expect him to be taken, but this is one of the setups where in general, you can really start thinking about Rhaegar again, since he also, of course, provides you with that shield. You have a lot of healing, especially with that melee focus. If you then use on level 13 and 16 the tidal waves and the healing surge, you get a lot out of Rhaegar. But as I said, he's not really all that popular in Europe. He's being picked up a little bit more in scrims.
Trying to lure us into the possibility of a Bloodlust comp by any chance?
No. I don't think it's going to be Bloodlust. This is not going to happen. The charism was expected as the healer, and they go for the charism. But yeah, Bloodlust with this setup, I don't see it.
It is simply our caster minds running away with stuff that we would like to see, as opposed to stuff that would be actually viable. And the Kharazim, still very, very strong here as the healer. Gonna work out nicely.
I had actually like a comp in one of the other games where I really, from the start, I believed it was Bloodlust. It was Tacitus, one of the supporters, so I expected Archon to be taken. Then we had a Falstad and Arena in the comp as well. And that was just screaming Bloodlust at me. And I was really salty when I saw that ancestral healing. Especially when he missed it 3 times in a row.
Because that is the great thing about this kind of composition. This is why we were thinking about the Rhaegar, for example, due to the fact that once again it synergizes. The fact, like you said, the Lightning Shield is going to be really, really strong on those front lines because you have 3 warriors. Bung it on one of them, let them go in and do their damage. You have the Chain Heal, which is just going to be really helpful there, getting all of the healing on all of your frontliners. And of course, Sanctification, it keeps your hero alive in time for Ancestral Healing to actually go off, as opposed to them dying right before it activates and you just going, why didn't you activate your Ancestral earlier?
But the thing is,
Rhaegar,
especially when we're talking about Europe, we've been going over it before when we were comparing regions a bit. He's not really popular. He's played in North America. He's also played in the Chinese scene. But in Europe, Rhaegar sees very little play these days. As I said, I feel he's a bit underplayed. He's better than he's currently made out to be in Europe.
Other servers branching off with its own, like all of the scenes are branching off with their own metas quite drastically, actually. Like it's always, America and EU have always been very separate in terms of their metas, whereas Asia has sort of been influencing both of them, but right now they all seem to be splitting off quite a bit.
The setup that we have, of course, for Fnatic, I mean, we've been talking about Rhaegar a bit, it was just like a bit of like theorizing here, and it's kind of fun to really think about the opportunities and possibilities of what we could see here. But of course, that charism, as we said before, was the pick that we expected. It's a very solid pick. It makes a whole lot of sense for that melee-heavy setup here. So it's a very good choice for Fnatic. And it's a pretty cool draft for both of the teams into this first game. Personally, I believe I really like the draft for Fnatic a tiny bit more, but it's not like they have a massive upper hand or anything. G2 eSports versus Fnatic is going to be a pretty cool series. And our first game on Cursed Hollow should start any second now. So
Yep, we are in.
Yep. Let's jump into the first game and find out which team is going to take the lead here at the Hitbox 4K tournament, the first 4K Heroes tournament, and esports tournament in general, which is actually pretty amazing. To the left side of the map, it is Fnatic with Breeze on ETC, Smexy Style on Kharazim. We have Quacknix on Sonya, Neno on Bala, and Shat on Tyrael. To the right side of the map, it's Shihu on Johanna. We have Bashek on Falstad, the Polish team with Juve on Leorek, Nika on Sylvanas, and Leo from Poland on Uso.
Starting off with the level 1 talents. We can see ETC. Yet to pick it, there we go, going with Rolling Like a Stone. Multi-shot build from Valor. And the Caesar Marksman, very unsurprisingly, on to the Falstad. Sylvanas going with the wind. We're not seeing the TeamLiquid style here of that barb shot. We instead getting Shad is out of there.
Shad was standing in this bush, was saying like, all right, let's see what's going to head down. And then suddenly he saw 5 heroes. He was like, oh my God, let's get out of here. Yeah, so we have currently 5 heroes at the bottom lane and 4 up at the top. And it's all not just the pressure against the skates again. So yeah, kind of a fun start into the match.
Oh my God, they're still going. They're going on to the fort.
They have a Sylvanas.
Yeah, they're pushing in. Falstad's actually hovering in the bush area to try and stop people making their way down here. It looks like we will see 2 people sneak past, but they were able to push down and take a big chunk off the fort here. They're finally going to pull back, but Sonya, on the other hand, in the top lane, has counter-pushed this really hard. Falstad will likely fly up there to soak the XP here, while everyone else rotates into the mid lane.
By the way, I have to smile always a bit if I see Shad playing Tyrael, especially on this map. He was the first Tyrael player that we ever saw in a competitive game to get into the level 16 talent with a holy ground. And when he started to steal away the boss of the opponent's team, everybody was just like, oh my god, what just happened? That works. So yeah, it's pretty impressive when he actually does it. These days it's a little bit more difficult to make that happen with Tyrael. It's not as easy as it once was, even though you can still pull it off. But yeah, every time I see him on his Tyrael here, I picture him with his wicked grin on his face, and he's just like, just you wait, I'm gonna do it again.
Well, I was hoping like with the Sephiroth skin, there would have maybe been like every time I look at it, I just think, wouldn't it be amazing if the Sephiroth skin had a troll face? Just like the troll face, maybe you just teleport in, steal a camp with Holy Crown, and then just leave.
Special effects, exactly. Well, as is, we have, of course, the pressure against all of these structures already from the start here. We see with the level 4 talents that are now dropping in, at least on the side of the red team. We're having them now currently with the power throw, of course, the Boundless Conviction is being played, Hardened Bones, again the Laws of Hope. And now the level 4 is ready also for the opponent, for Fnatic. And it's pretty standard talents that we're actually seeing here for them. We go straight into the double neck guitar for ETC, very utility-focused build. We have the focused attack for Sonya. Vala continuing with the multi-shot build, composite arrow into, then afterwards the arsenal. And mass sustain for Tyrael, who wants to combo off that amplified healing with the regeneration master on level 1. So yeah, pretty solid performance here in the early game, nothing out of the ordinary, just like a standard beginning into our first game to kick us off into the best of 5 series.
And with the first tribute spawning, it looks like we're going to see that going quite quickly over to Fnatic here. We only see Johanna coming in. There we go, finally going to see some more members of G2 moving in to contest this. So now we actually have a bit of a fight on our hands here.
Yeah, and as that happens, Mena is the first one who's actually getting threatened. It's kind of interesting to see him for once not on a Kalthus or a Jaina. So he can actually play other heroes. We know that, but yeah, normally we see him on one of the mage damage dealers. They go straight for Juve, and Leoric just barely getting out of the Wraith Walk. Once again, Shiku with his Condemn attempting to move in here. Bashek is also forced, just waiting for another hammer that he can throw in to drop that channel. Yeah, pretty nice fight here for the first tribute. Both of the teams are very committed to it. They're starting to push a few of their heroes back into the lanes to get experience, but in general, they are not willing to let this tribute go.
Yeah, Leoric is running that Hardened Bones, which is helping him get out of these situations where if he does get engaged upon, he is fine. Right now, Tribute still being contested. We're currently seeing Leo attempting to take it, but that is interrupted there by Shad with a nice Eldrin Smite here. He's trying to cap it again, but in comes Breeze very aggressively, and the Sonya from behind doing so much damage. Leoric getting out of there just with very little health remaining.
Yeah, barely, and he moves in again. I'm not quite sure if that was the smartest choice. He was actually lucky that that spear on Quacknix was a
Quacknix! He's spinning and down.
Somebody is optimistic. That was nearly a kill against Leoric.
That's a word for it.
Yeah. I mean, that was a very... Okay, let's... Yeah, I think it was a very optimistic play there. I mean, jumping into those 4 heroes did not work out for him. The first kill for G2 eSports, but the tribute was channeled by Fnatic.
Yeah, so they're able to take a bit of control there, but G2 actually taking a bit of an XP lead thanks to that. And we are seeing the level 7 talents available for both teams with the Paralyzing Rage going for Leoric here. That 60% movement slow is the same as, it's the same amount of slow that you get from a Water Dragon from Lili. And that talent is looked at as, oh my god, this is so... Oh no, it's 70% on that one. So yeah, it's only 10% less, so it's pretty strong as is. And it's a pretty wide area as well, so really nice if you are going for those huge chase comps like with Sylvanas, with Falstad, so they can get all their damage.
That sounds like something you would know. How much slow does Water Dragon actually do?
I try everything.
Let's ask Tetcher.
Try everything.
Except for the Empower.
Fair point.
Well, Jokes aside, I think it's an incredibly interesting talent for him to take because we oftentimes see Ghastly Reach taken and then the renewed swing. But in this case, we're going up against a setup that has so many melee frontliners that you want to have that slow. So it's a great talent pick here for Leoric. I really love it. It's a great adjustment to the opponent's lineup, and he will get a lot of value out of it. So I love this choice. It's a small thing, but I feel incredibly important.
There's so many warriors here, and a huge counter to the warriors is that Drain Hope. So you just get so much health out of it and does so much damage because it's all percentage based. So if he can chase them down while they're slowed, like Quacknix he just did there, he's going to be able to pick up some good kills and sustain himself really nicely throughout these fights, especially also thanks to that Hardened Bones talent on level 4.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very strong for them. Hardened Bones is, of course, going to keep him alive even longer. But now we have a tribute channel for G2 Esports. The Polish team actually doing quite well here. And I mean, let's not forget that the whole idea of going into a multi-shot build oftentimes is also to get this slow on the opponent's team when you're trying to fire multi-shots in with a frost shot on level 13. But Leoric is now in a position where he can do something very similar. Just slow down that onslaught from these frontliners, from these melee heroes. Sonya is very aggressive, so is Tyrael. They can both jump in. For now, they're jumping on Leoric. He moves away with the Wraith Walk again. Might this time not escape. Actually, they go for him, and he goes down. Is going to cheat death, of course, with his trade, but that's another kill secured for Fnatic.
Yeah, he actually tried to get out of that by getting some health back with his March of the Black King, which he just got after hitting level 10, but was picked off before he could get anything out of that. And with that, we're going to see Fnatic pick up their level 10s as well. And everything is in the usual here, but the 7-sided strike, as opposed to the Divine Palm, coming in for Karazim, he's like, Tyrael's got it. He's going to keep our team alive. I will just help with the damage.
It's actually a talent that, up at the top lane, again, there's already the 7-sided strike, but he moved out of it, so that didn't do too much work. They still get the kill against Johanna. But yeah, it's interesting to see that. And again, like a bit of a comparison between the different metas that we see on servers. Europe is a region where you see nearly exclusively the Divine Palm being taken, unless you go for a damage charism, which TeamLiquid does quite often. If you're looking at North America, the standard talent to take on the Karazim is 7-sided strike.
Yeah.
They branch out into the Divine Palm if they really have the feeling that there's so much burst in the opponent's team that they cannot go for the damage talent but have to go for the panic button. So it's pretty cool to actually see that both of the servers are starting to shift a little bit in the way that they are using it. But right now, I feel it's actually, considering the lineup, a pretty decent choice here for them.
Yeah, it's actually been a choice for a very long time. Like before, it was EU and NA both used to go very heavily on the Divine Palm, whereas Korea and China were the ones who were branching off with the 7-sided strike. However, all of the regions seem to be branching off a bit more and experimenting with the compositions, which one works out the best. And Karazim, probably one of the best balanced heroes when it comes to both his heroics really being good.
Yeah, this is a very situational pick now, and it really caters towards the needs of their lineup and also, of course, to what the opponent is running. Karazim in general, now that you can run him as a melee assassin type with damage, is like a very flexible hero. A lot of the heroes that we have in the game right now have so many different choices on talents and builds overall. It's absolutely beautiful to see that, and it gives a lot of flexibility and also diversity in this game.
We are seeing G2 roaming around the map right now, trying to put some pressure on the mid lane, and Sylvanas halting at that Bruiser camp, pushing in so that they have a bit more freedom to move up to this top lane to get ready for that tribute. Everyone is up here except for Tyrael and Valor, who are a bit far back, and that's giving G2 a bit more time to posture and give themselves a bit more control over this area. But with Valor, that multi-shot really effective here, and Leoric getting out of there very nicely, just tanking up all the damage again.
This would be a cursed tribute if Fnatic is able to take it. For now, we have them starting to zone, so that Mexica style can channel it. But the jump to the top, Divine Shield had to be used to keep Sylvanas alive. Again, the channel not happening just now. Nice 7-sided strike here. Even a bit zoning with it. Juve at the front line is in a bit of trouble. Here comes a great stray from Mane. Very well done. Good damage. Johanna is down, and they're trying to go also for Sylvanas. But first of all, it's Leoric who has to experience the wrath of Fnatic, and they move for boss immediately. They take the level 13 talent. They have 2 heroes more on the map, and they're saying, all right, this is ours.
Yeah, there's 2 people dead. Leoric will be back up quite a bit sooner, though, thanks to that drain. And we're not going to see G2 let it go. Here comes Falstad. He's ready. He's there and waiting. Nika coming in from behind as well. He's ready for the magic. Yes! He's been seen by Quackness, gets the push, and G2 trying to steal it. Breeze coming in there with the mosh pit and turns that around so quickly. Leoric getting focused down. They get it, and Fnatic, they're able to take the boss despite the best efforts of Falstad there.
That was sexy as hell. Not only that spear that we saw, I love the spear. That was great. So good. I was just waiting for it. I was like, Is he doing it? Is he going for it? He used it, but just a second too late. That Mighty Gust went through, and then we still had them go for the spot and win it. Great play by Fnatic. And of course, the biggest advantage is they went boss into tribute. Now they have the curse against the opponent. The towers are not shooting, nor is the keep, and therefore we have a massive advantage. Just look at this push. It's a work of art. There's a boss at the front. There's also that that Siege camp at the back. And this is just so much damage that they can push out right now. Very well done.
They're also getting a huge amount of healing due to the fact that ETC on his level 13 took groupies. So they're getting the AoE healing when they group up together from Karazin and from that ETC. So they're actually getting a lot of sustain out of this as well. The boss not going to be able to get the keep, but Fnatic able to take the mid fort, and ETC on this way down, they'll be able to take the bottom fort as well.
Yeah, they take the experience now, and just in levels, they're so far ahead. They are about to take the level 16 talent, and with only level 14 on the side of G2 Esports, you can tell that the Polish team is in trouble.
Yeah, they are very much on the defensive right now, trying to do what they can. Fnatic grouping up by this watchtower. They want to try and get Johanna here. Iron Skin already activated, and that does stop the face melt. Nice Mighty Gust, though. There's a Divine Shield as well. And great protection there from G2. And Schnickel gets out of there pretty much scot-free.
Yeah, we have ETC now with imposing presence. We're also seeing no escape for Sonya. That helps her with the chase. At the same time, it is that holy ground on Chad's Tyrael, which we already saw so many times by him taken, and that will help them with the bosses as well. Of course, we are already seeing the Circle of Life as the 16 talent. No Soothing Breeze really needed in this case. There's not too much lockdown. I guess you could have gone for it.
Yeah, you're against the slow from the Yorick, the slow from Falstad. It kind of makes sense, and it also does get rid of silences as well.
It
if
could
you
have
can
gone
stay out of the, you can stay out of the Wailing Arrow. You can unsilence your team, but. The Circle of Life really is for the extra healing. Leoric, nice march to the Black King through here, but now he's so ready. The good silence, though, is going to help out here. The Mighty Gust as well, but Karazin was still able to get a lot of damage off.
Did you see that holy ground that zoned everybody like away from Leoric? That was so good. ETC could still go in with a mosh pit, and we have at this point, they're starting to dance, baby dance, but they only get one. They're going to take that kill, of course, but it would have been much better if they got a bit more out of this. They used the combo with the not the Divine Shield, but of course Sanctification and Mosh Pit. They get a kill. In total, it's a double kill as Sylvanas was eliminated even before that. And now they're pushing another lane here. They really exploit the advantage of having the level 16 talent now.
Yeah, they are looking really, really strong now. We're still over half a level away before G2 have their level 16s as well. So we're just seeing as much abuse as possible out of Fnatic to make sure that they extend their lead. And now they're moving back over to get another advantage in the form of this boss.
Yeah, Mena is getting also a couple of bonus points here for riding the money pick. Riding in style with his Vala. I like it. I approve. We have the boss also eliminated. And of course, right now, I mean, G2 Esports, they can't contest this either. They are just in a position where every single time they are behind, they have to accept being punished. And if they move in like they did in the last fight with a disadvantage in talents, they lose heroes and they drop farther and farther behind. It's 8 kills against 2 level 17 versus level 15. That 16 talent is going to hit for the Polish team in a few, but it's still very tricky. I mean, there's a tribute now channeled as well, or taken. The bosses at the bot lane, they can try to go for the second keep. This is a very tricky spot to come back from. They need the 16 talent, and then they need to win a fight, or they will definitely lose out here.
Yeah, need to be very careful. Schnickel coming out of that bush to come and help the team defend, and also Shad was going into the bush. He did not want to get caught out. The full focus of G2 Esports is in this bottom lane to deal with the boss and the push of Fnatic. Fnatic looking for any opportunity they can to maybe deal with this. 7-sided strike coming down. So is the Sanctification, but Divine Shield was already used on Johanna to keep her alive. Silence lands on Sonya, but margin of Black King is good from Leoric, basically putting him back up to full health. But Uther already taken down, but so was Karazin. Both the supports are gone.
Yeah, Mena is still running. He survived for so long, but is finally dropped by Leoric. It's a double kill for both of the teams. Johanna is down, so is Uther. We have, of course, on the side of Fnatic, still a bit of a talent advantage, of a stat advantage, and they're trying to put that to some use. Quapnix on his Sonya is going absolutely ham in these fights. But Mena really impressed me in that battle. He went down in the end, but he just kept himself alive for so long. He darted to the left, to the right, was dodging spells everywhere. And finally, then Leoric was able to chase him down. But they still come out the victor. They take the keep, move back now, can take the tribute up at the top of the map. And they find themselves in an amazing spot.
Need to be quick, because Falstad did fly his way up there. ETC is there. It's going to be a delay, but a lot of members of G2 are showing up here. because the kills were 2 for 2, like we did say, despite they keep going down.
Again.
Shad having to get out of there, and yeah, the tribute does go over to G2.
Yeah, they lost the key, but at least they get the tribute. Job well done. And they aim for the boss now. They played a bit risky here, but why not? They're already behind, so you need to risk something if you really want to come back into this.
Question is, are Fnatic going to be able to get up here in time or even notice what's going on? They're on the way over. They need to be much quicker than this, though. Mighty Gust will be available to try and prevent this from being interrupted, but Tyrael needs to get in there. And because so many people are trying to zone here, that does give them time to get into this boss area. Mighty Gust already been used. There's the silence, though. So much damage going down. Sonya is still alive on the point. In comes Tyrael. There's the Holy Ground. They're finally able to pick it up.
A triple kill. The boss is taken. Holy Ground was also used. He does it again. But of course, at this point, 3 heroes were already down. Great play by Team Fnatic. 14 kills against 4. It's a team wipe as Mena drops now also the last hero in the setup. And of course, they can go straight for the kill now. I don't even know why they bother with that keep. They should go still for core here. This game is over. They do a great job and they will take the lead in this best of 5 series against G2 Esports. They wait for the boss and they are going to move in now to finish the game out. Very well played here.
Yeah, Falstad's about to be back, but it's not going to make a difference, and that is GG. And Fnatic take game number 1 in the series. Very, very nicely played by them, and they're looking at very, very solid. Like we said, they always bring their A game.